This customer caught his iMac on fire. A guy walks in today and said he was using his iMac this past weekend and it randomly started smoking. The device turned off and never turned back on. He took it to his local Apple store and they quoted him $14.99, yes, $1,499 to fix his device. And there aren't too many shops that would work on these new M1 iMacs, but of course we do. And when you open them up, there's really not much inside. And when I took out the board, I immediately noticed why it was smoking. So he decided to get the board replaced and it was half the cost of what Apple quoted, and now he's good to go. After 7 years, this guy came back. A customer with a familiar face walked into my shop today. He had said that 7 years ago, he purchased this very iMac off of me before I even had a shop. He said this iMac has worked perfectly for him for the past 7 years, but here recently, it's just ran a little slower. He said that he wanted to upgrade his RAM to 16 gigs and go from a hard drive to a solid state drive. I mentioned to him the iMacs that we have on our website for only $5.99, but he said he didn't want to spend that much and he just wanted to make his current one a little faster. So we went with a 1TB SSD and then we upgraded his RAM from 4GB to 16 gigs. We transferred all of his data from his old drive to his new drive, so it's like nothing ever happened. Thanks for stopping in, Keith. It was great to see you again, and you are good to go. A customer just brought this iMac in for us to repair. They said that their dogs ran into the table that this iMac was on at home and knocked it over. After debating on buying a new one, they decided to bring it in to give us a shot to see if we can get it back up and working. They didn't want to have to put money into a frame for the device since they already had to buy a screen, so we had to make it work. We used a pair of vice grips and a towel to prevent scratching. We had to do this several times and we could only go to a certain extent because the back would start to buckle if we continued bending. We then were able to install the screen and see that it was mostly flush so that it could be used again. This is not a perfect job, but the customer was ecstatic because now they can use their iMac again and they are good to go. This customer drove their iMac from Georgia because they couldn't trust anyone else. They wanted to speed up their 2012 iMac and use it for simple web browsing and email. Other shops told them they couldn't, but we told them they could. We ended up replacing their 1TB hard disk drive and replacing it with a 256 solid state drive. And there was quite a bit of dust on the inside of this iMac, so we went through it and gave it a proper blow. And we also increased the RAM from 8 to 16 gigs. Increasing the RAM in a 21-inch iMac is always a lengthy process, and that's mainly just because you have to take the entire iMac apart. So now this Georgia customer has a sped up iMac that she'll be able to use for the next several years. Latoya, we appreciate your business and you're good to go. The other day, we got a call from a customer in California looking for something specific. And it wasn't a specific device, but it was a specific price. He was looking to get several different Apple products, but wanted to stay within a budget. So I told him about our clearance section, which has devices that might have a little bit of wear and tear, but the price definitely reflects that. So he went ahead and got the 15-inch MacBook Pro for under $500. He also went ahead and got the pink iPhone 13, and he also got the Mophie Power Station Pro for when he's on the go. He also used our $0 down financing program, which you can find on our website or the link in our bio. He was super excited that we could stay within his budget, and now he's good to go. This guy knows that Apple products are the best, so he's switching from Android and Windows to Apple. So let's take a look and see exactly everything that he switched over. He went from the Samsung tablet to the iPad Pro 12.9-inch. He decided to go from an HP desktop unit to the M1 Mac Mini. And he already had a monitor, so that's going to be an easy switch. And he didn't have an Android watch, but since he just got the iPhone, he had to get the Apple Watch. Can't forget about the Apple Pencil for the iPad Pro, and he was able to get all this by using our financing option, which is on our online store in the link in our bio. Dominique, thanks for your order. Your stuff's on your way and you're good to go. This guy is making the switch from Android to Apple, so he had to get everything. He started off with the 64 gig iPad 9th gen with Wi-Fi. He wanted a desktop but was on a budget, so he went with the Mac Mini M1, and he was able to do this by using our $0 down financing program, which you can find in the link in our bio. He switched from a Galaxy to an iPhone 12, and then he went with the MacBook Air with 16 gigs of RAM. So this order is packed and headed to Texas, and this customer is good to go. Have you ever seen a Latin American keyboard on a MacBook? The answer is probably not. The physical MacBook is identical. Everything is the same except for the keyboard. And as you can see here, it looks like a normal MacBook Pro. But when you open it up, you can see that the keyboard is a little bit different. The Shift key, Caps key, and Enter key are going to be the main noticeable factors when it comes to the keyboard. And in this next clip, you'll see where the Enter key on the right side of the keyboard is actually vertical versus normally horizontal. And we sell these every once in a while. We keep them in stock for people so they're always good to go. A guy just tried to sell us a stolen device. So as most of you already know, you can go to our website, sell us your Apple product, and we'll give you a shipping label. And when your device gets here and we check everything out, we'll send you an email and send you a payment however you choose. So yesterday we got a MacBook Pro in that had someone's iCloud attached. So I went ahead and sent the customer an email, but when I turned around, the computer had registered and said that this device was lost or stolen. We gave the customer that sent it in a call, and he literally begged us not to turn him in. And I'm not here to be an investigator, but I did want the original owner to have his MacBook back. But we got everything situated, no one's in trouble, and the original owner is good to go. This mom is doing some early school shopping. She said she saw us a while back and she wanted to get her kids new computers for the upcoming school year. So she went to our website and shopped the clearance section for these two MacBook Airs. And she got both of these MacBook Airs for less than $500 combined. And because our devices come with a 1-year warranty, she knew she would be good until the end of the school year. She also got some AirTags to put in their book bags because they're always losing them. And she said if she's treating her kids, she's treating herself to a new pair of AirPod Max. And the best part about it is she used our financing option, so she has time to pay it off. So school's right around the corner and these kids will be good to go.